Hello, everybody. My name is Scott Conklin. I'm the Director of Admissions at Episcopal High School, and we're here today with our head field hockey coach, Alex Smith, and two of her players, Lucy Dixon and Caroline Bradford. And we're here to talk about our field hockey program and all that it has to offer our student athletes. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to Miss Smith and the girls to introduce themselves.
Awesome. Thank you. So I am Coach Smith. I have been at Episcopal for 3 years. This is my fourth year. And I have been the coach since I got here. So I know Lucy and Caroline very well from their time on the team. And in addition to coaching field hockey, I work in the admissions office. I'm an upper class advisor, and I do dorm duty on an upper class girls dorm, so a 10th through a 12th grade dorm. Those are my roles. I also have coached track and field in the spring and tennis this past spring.
Hi, everyone. I'm Caroline Bradford. I'm a senior from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Some of the things that I'm involved in besides field hockey are I'm on the discipline committee, and I'm really involved in student publications. Our literary magazine is called The Daemon, and our newspaper is The Chronicle. And I've also been on the field hockey team since freshman year.
Hi, I'm Lucy Dixon. I'm a senior at Episcopal. I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I have been on field hockey since I was a new sophomore at Episcopal, and I'm also on the basketball and lacrosse team, and I'm also on the honor committee, and I'm a monitor cheerleader. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. So we play out on Greenway Field, which is the photo that you see on the top left, and that's our artificial turf field that we practice and play our home games on. With the exception of every other year, we play in the Hummel Bowl, which is the football stadium for Friday Night Lights, which is a really cool event that our team gets to be part of every couple of years. So that's a really fun time. But otherwise, this is our home base, so that's our field. And on most practice days, we're out there. Our JV program also practices on that field. So that sort of side field that you see where the goal is, that's where the JV team practices. And then our crew gets the main field. The bottom left is a photo of one of our locker rooms that's in the athletic center, which is pictured to the right. And so we have really kind of incredible facilities that we get to use and that, really benefit us as a program, because a lot is taken care of for us. And so we just get to focus on playing and spending time as a team. So the locker room, the girls will kind of tell you about life in the locker room, but that's what it looks like. And then inside the athletic center, we have a gym where we can go and work out, and there are treadmills, bikes, ellipticals, free weights. There's a free weight room kind of attached to that. That at times we will spend some time in there with our strength and conditioning coach after or before some practices throughout the week. And those are just some of the facilities that we have and we're able to take advantage of, which we feel really lucky to be able to do. And we just kind of wanted to give you a sense of what life on the field hockey team is like. And so here are some pictures that hopefully will show you. I think program wise, the keys for me in building a program are really to get kids who are positive, that want to be there and want to be a part of it, that they work hard. I think Caroline and Lucy will tell you that they have to work hard. But they also have to have fun while they're doing it. And, I think the goal for us is to find as much success as we can, but also to really build a group who are happy for each other, want to be one unit and work together to reach their goals that they set at the beginning of the season. And so we do have kids who come in with field hockey experience and who have the ability to try out for varsity. We also have kids who've never played field hockey before. And so they're able to be on the JV team. We tend to normally numbers wise, we don't have to make cuts from the JV team, which is great. So anybody that wants to play field hockey will have the ability to do so. we tend to keep between 15 and 20 on the varsity roster, and then anybody else is on the JV team. And like I said, we share a practice facility, so those programs do see each other quite a bit. And some days, we'll join together for activities or practice or something like that. But I think overall, just to kind of my view of the program is obviously it's my favorite part of my life at Episcopal, and so the fall and spending time with the girls is awesome, and I really have loved coaching here and being a part of their lives and having them be a part of mine.
Great, thanks, Coach Smith. I'm just gonna fire some questions away for the girls first, but Caroline and Lucy, can you talk about what it's like to be a member of the field hockey team at Episcopal? Maybe Caroline first.
Yeah. So like I said, I've been on the team since freshman year, and it was definitely a little intimidating just coming into a new environment. But since field hockey was the fall, I would say that the team was probably the most welcoming group of people that I had. And I unfortunately don't have any sisters, but I do think that over the years, a lot of the girls on the team have been my sisters, and I've just grown to really like them. And I think the environment is something I'm always looking forward to. At the end of the day, I mean, Miss Smith and Mr. Conklin are my advisors. And at the end of the day, they're always like, what's your up and down? Or if we have a meeting, and I'm always saying field hockey because it is. And I just love to get out there. We have a lot of fun, but we work really hard.
Yeah, I mean, similarly to Caroline's, I came as a new sophomore, and that was my way of meeting people. So the field hockey team was the first people at Episcopal I ever met. And we instantly hit it off. They just welcomed me right in, and it just made the transition 100 times more easier, especially just the girls and the coach being so welcoming, and yeah, made it fun.
Great. Can you talk about the off season, maybe from a coaching perspective, Ms. Smith, and then Caroline and Lucy, just what you do in the off season to prepare for field hockey?
Sure. So for us, our season runs from, if you're trying out for varsity, you have the ability to come for a week prior to the start of the school year. And that's kind of a week-long tryout where we have anybody who's interested in trying out for varsity can come back and move in early. And so that usually is the last week of August. And then our season runs from September through November, and typically ends that first or second week of November, depending on when the tournaments fall. And then we usually have, the kids will tell you by the end of the season, they're ready to kind of go to their winter sport, but I think they always have the ability to go out onto the field and practice on nice days. On weekends, a lot of times they'll grab the ball bag and head out. And our athletic staff is great about kind of having our goals be available so they can go out to the field and do that. Some of our more serious players will use the winter and spring to sort of go to tournaments on weekends and play. If they play on a club team that's nearby, they can do that. So they can kind of pursue their passion in that way in the off season. And then in the spring, we do have an ability to get back together as a group. And we have a week where we have practices in May, which is, the best week of the spring for me. To have everybody back out on the field and kind of get back in the groove. And then over the summer, we'll send workout packets to the kids and have them do workouts that are sort of designed to sort of ramp up as you get closer to the season. So, yes, it's an intense season in the fall, but we also get touch points throughout the year where we're able to sort of keep the focus on field hockey, even when they have other things going on, which I think is awesome.
And I know that Lucy can speak to this as well, but I think that something that's really beneficial about Episcopal is both of us play 3 sports, so we're always in training. I play squash and I did play lacrosse, but you're kind of always working out, so it's not necessarily like you're getting out of a rhythm, but at the same time, it's not strenuous to the point where we're like taking up our weekends a lot, or it's not a huge commitment. Like none of us are playing. At least me and Lucy aren't playing Division I sports for field hockey, but it's definitely good in terms of we do like to work really hard, and our facilities are always available, but we are exercising a lot throughout the year. So,
Yeah, and also, like Caroline said, we are working out throughout the whole year, but also the field hockey goals are always on the field. So if you ever want to practice, you can just text in the group chat, and so many people will come out, and you can just pass or shoot. So there's always an opportunity to play, especially with our team here at Episcopal.
Great, thank you. Girls, can you talk about, are there any traditions in the field hockey program or team that you wanted to share?
I'll start this one off. So before every game, so outside of the locker room, there's a little rotunda, little tunnel thing. And so we circle up and we just put our arms around each other and we blast the song Electric Love. And we all just like sing it. It gets us really amped before the game. It's my favorite part. Like, you could be the worst singer in the world and you're still singing. Like, it's just so fun before a game. And everyone just in the locker room just stares at you while you're just screaming your heart out. It's a good time. I really like that one. So.
Yeah, that's definitely more of like a gamed game, but probably one of our bigger games of the season is Seminary Hill Cup, and that is when all of Episcopal's girls' fall sports teams play our rival school across the street, St. Stephen, St. Agnes, and it's kind of like a day for girls' sports, and everyone gets really excited. All the boys come out to support us, which is really fun, and it's just a really big day of like camaraderie among Episcopal, and it's always like a really big build-up, which is really fun. So that's something that I've really enjoyed.
Coach, any of your favorite traditions?
I was going to say, actually, one of mine is during preseason, we'll go into Washington, D.C. at night, and we'll take a run around the monuments. And it's awesome. It's kind of this fun activity, and it's obviously incredible to be in Washington, D.C. and see all of the history, and you're just kind of taking it in as you're running through everything. And it's a hidden workout, so it's a win all around, I think.
Coach Smith, you touched on this a little bit about the different levels, but can you talk more about what it would look like to come into the program with a lot of field hockey experience, someone who may be looking to play at the college level versus someone who's coming in and picking up a field hockey stick for the first time?
Sure. I mean, I think the great thing about Episcopal Athletics, not only for the field hockey program, but most of our athletic programs, is that you can be anybody and then still be a part of the program. So you can come in and really have a high skill level, or you can come in and never done it before. And you have a group of people who will support you and kind of help you reach the level that you want to get to. I think for our high level athletes who come in, obviously we've talked about the facilities, we've talked about sort of what is available to you while you're here, and sort of helping you maintain your fitness level, helping you maintain your skill level, all of those things. And we've had some high level athletes come through the program. And I think the other thing that probably is a misconception about boarding school is that you have to be here all the time. And we do have students who can pursue athletics outside of Episcopal, and be a part of club teams and go to tournaments and things like that throughout the year. So you are able to do those things. You are able, obviously, to go through the recruiting process, and we will help you through that as much as we can to get you to where you want to go. And I think for our new students, if you don't even have a clue of what equipment you need, we will help you figure out and get you the list. And we have supplies here so that you have your shin guards and all that kind of stuff that you may not even know you need. And then we have a great coaching staff on both the varsity and JV teams who can kind of walk you through what you need to know as you're coming in as a person who's never done it before. And I think I credit the kids a lot with, I think our leaders, and Caroline and Lucy are two of the best I've known, but I think they're so welcoming and they're so ready to bring you into the fold, and just kind of, even if you do make varsity, but your skill level isn't really where you want it to be, your peers are really in that with you and will help you get to where you want to go. And I think, as coaches, that's also always a great thing to see, is that your athletes are kind of rallying around each other to help each other become the best that you want to be.
Great. Thanks, Coach. This one's for the girls. Can you talk a little bit about balancing academics and practice and what kind of a week might look like? How many games are you playing? Do you have to travel far for those games? Is it hard to keep up with your academic workload during field hockey season?
I would definitely say that at Episcopal, we are all really go, go, go in the sense that we don't take a lot of time we like to do things. But in terms of a weekly schedule, I would say we usually have 2 games a week, maybe 3. Practice runs from 3:45 to 5:45. And our games, I think the farthest we go is Richmond, which is about 2 hours. But usually we'll do that on a weekend. We do have Saturday games sometimes as well, which are actually my favorite because like you wake up on a Saturday and go to a game and start your day off well. I like it a lot. But it's definitely a commitment, but not in the sense that it takes up your entire fall. I mean, you still have time to do other things. And a lot of times other students on campus are also in the same schedule as you in the sense of athletic commitments.
And also, like, the teachers do, like, they know when you have a game or practice. And, like, one time we got back late for a game and I emailed my teachers and they're understanding that I couldn't do the work. And I just had to make up for it. And then also you can do it, like, on the bus on the way back. And kind of going back to the games on Saturdays, like, to Richmond, those are my favorite because it's, like, the long bus drive with your team. Like, I love those. So, like, that's also a fun part. But, yeah, it's very manageable, but it can seem like a lot. But Episcopal makes sure that we can handle it. So, yeah.
I'll also say, so these two have only ever been on varsity, and I think our JV program is a little bit less intense. So if that's something where you're looking for, practices might go an hour and a half versus 2 hours, or, you might have 2 games a week or even 1 versus 3. Those are sort of some of the differences in terms of kind of scheduling and things like that the JV team's a little bit of a less intense environment than the varsity team is.
A question for you, Coach. Can you comment on the competition that you play against, the league and the state?
Yeah, so we're in the Independent School League, which is the girls' league here in Northern Virginia and DC. And so we and Maryland will play teams. There are 12 teams in our league, the ISL. So we play each of them once throughout the year. And we also, our schedule also has some state games where those teams are in different leagues, but we'll play them. And so at the end of the season, you'll play an ISL tournament, which is your league tournament, and then you'll play in the state tournament if you make it. So you the ISL tournament, every field hockey team will play in that. And then the state tournament, you have to have a good enough record to make it in to the state tournament. So those are things we always kind of keep an eye on as the season goes along. In general, kind of where we fall. So the past few years, we've been kind of middle to upper middle of the pack in the ISL. And, I think I give obviously my kids a ton of credit for being up for every game and knowing that each one is super important and we have to put our best out there. There's no easy game in the ISL. I don't think there are any that you really can fall asleep and win. I think you have to kind of put your foot on the gas for all of them. And the same goes for the state. The state games are usually pretty competitive. And so we do have to really earn those. And a lot of times it means getting off a bus in Richmond and really getting ready to play and vice versa when teams come here. So, but that's generally what our season looks like. We'll have a couple of scrimmages at the beginning of the season. And then it's games through until the tournaments in November.
All right. Any kind of closing thoughts, comments from either Caroline, Lucy, or Coach Smith?
I think that just kind of to sum it all up, and Lucy hinted at this too, but the field hockey team at Episcopal definitely is probably all of our favorite parts, one of our favorite things. And I think that not only is because we do work hard and we're really competitive, but it's a really fun atmosphere. And also the girls on the team are just really close. And I think that that's kind of just how a lot of sports teams are at Episcopal, but we're a little unique,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people throughout the school kind of give us a hard time because we're so close as a team. And they're just jealous,
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel so grateful to be a part of this program and have the athletes that I have had throughout my time here. And we hope that this has been informative for you, and so that you are now excited about Episcopal field hockey and you want to talk to us more about it. And we would love to give you a sense of how you might fit in here and all of those sorts of things. So reach out to us, ask us questions. We're all three of us would love to chat with you. So let us know if there's anything we can do as you kind of make your decision as we go along and all those things throughout the application process. But we're here to help. So thank you for taking the time to watch this as well. We appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Caroline. Thanks, Lucy.
Thank you.
Thank you.